everyone, it's me again. So today we're going to continue talking about our consumers, but today we're going to look at the different types of teeth consumers have. And so this way you're going to be able to identify a consumer based off of their teeth. Okay, so let's look at this guy here to begin with. We have a skull that has really sharp teeth. So kind of think about, who do you think this guy is going to fall into? A producer, a herbivore, a carnivore, omnivore, or decomposer? Well, hopefully A and E are out and you're down to B, C, and D. And since you're seeing really sharp teeth, hopefully you're thinking a consumer of a carnivore. And you'll be right, because that skull belongs to a lion. Okay, look at those really nice teeth that it has for capturing its prey. Okay, so an animal's teeth and skull can tell us a great deal about the owner of that organism. And we're going to be looking at vertebrates. So vertebrates are organisms that have a spine. And so those are going to be the ones that have a skull with teeth that can help us identify things like, what does it feed on? How does it sense its environment? How might it communicate with its other organisms? And how does it defend itself against predators? So the shape, the size, and even the arrangement of the teeth is very important, because it kind of determines how well that organism can eat. Think about if you've ever had like a toothache or a cavity and how hard it was for you to eat certain things. Animals in the animal kingdom deal with that as well. So there are 4 major groups of animals that we can identify based off of their teeth. So carnivores, herbivores, insectivores, and omnivores. Okay. So animals that have different teeth are called heterodonts. And so we'll be looking at heterodonts first, but then there's also organisms that have all the same type of teeth, and those are called homodonts. Okay, so heterodonts have incisors, canines, premolars, and molars. And so here's kind of a view of those different types of teeth. We have incisors that are here in the front, then canines are the pointy one next to it, then we have premolars right behind that, and then molars in the very way back. Okay, so incisors, these are our flat teeth in the front. Some animals only have 2, like the majority of your rodents, but we have 4, and some animals even have more than 4 there. Okay, but the incisors are going to be located in between your canines, or in between the animal's canines if the animal does have canines. Okay. And so what's really cool about rodents is that they have these 2 incisors in the front, and those incisors are constantly growing for them, so they constantly have to be chewing, because if they aren't constantly chewing, then their teeth will just continue to grow, and some of them have actually gotten had their teeth grown so much that it goes up through their skull and into their brain, and it kills them. And so if you ever want to be a rodent pet owner in the future, whether it might be a rat or a cute little bunny rabbit, maybe it's, you know, a beaver like we're seeing here in this picture, you need to make sure that you give them a lot of things to chew on, so it helps keep their teeth down so it doesn't grow into their brain and kill them. All right, so which teeth are incisors in humans? And those are the 4 front ones. So go ahead and feel them with your tongue. Don't put your don't put your fingers in your mouth. Okay. And so how good your incisors are can really be a determining of life or death for an animal. So like these zebras, if their incisors were bad, they wouldn't be able to get as much grass when they're eating. And then a lion could come up and attack them if they have to keep their head down longer while grazing. Versus if they had good strong teeth, then they can take a bite of grass, then come up and look around for a lion. Okay. Some incisors have actually like grown and become a thing to like show dominance, or to help the organism maybe dig a home, or to fight and defend themselves. So here we have an elephant, and its incisors actually turned into the tusk that it has. Okay. Then after the incisors are canines, and so here you can see a beautiful cat, and they're gigantic canines, and they still have incisors, they're just a lot smaller, and you can see that they're really pointy. Okay. And so these are used to help them grab onto prey, pierce the throat, and help to kill the animal so that they could eat it. Here's a lioness with her big gigantic canines there. Okay, and they can have multiple purposes. You can see that this warthog, his has grown out, and so he uses them for defending. And walruses will use theirs to defend a territory, to fight for a mate, to help them break through the ice, as well as to help them climb out of the water and onto the ice. Okay, so where are our canines? Our canines are located on the other side of our incisors. So go ahead and feel them with your tongue. Again, not with your hands. Okay. Of course, Count Von Kant even has his canines. He's the only Muppet that does have teeth. Okay. And so a lot of people think that these kind of animals are going to be the ones with the scary canines, but really it's baboons, and you can see these gigantic canines that they have. All right, watch this video. It'll pull on your heartstrings. It is such a great video. We just don't have time to watch it. Okay, so premolars, these guys come after the canine, and they're just helping us to grind and crush up our food. Molars are behind that, and they also help for crushing up our food. You'll notice that it says they have major cusp 3 to 5. So here on a premolar, there's about 1 to 2. And so this is a premolar, and see how there's 2 points versus the molar has 5 points. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. So carnivores, they're going to have these large, sharp teeth, and they're going to need large, sharp muscles to allow them to grab onto their prey. So they even have what's called a zygomatic arch, a sagittal crest, not a zygomatic arch, I'll get to that too. They have a sagittal crest, which these muscles connect up to help control their bite to make it more powerful. And then that also connects to the zygomatic arch, which is over here, which you can see in this picture. And that, again, is to help them provide that hard bite. Herbivores are going to have a lot flatter teeth because they're going to be grinding the cellulose of the plants, and cellulose is basically what makes the plant crunchy. Okay, and their teeth can look kind of weird, and see how this comes up as a point, but it's like flat at the top, so it's like a triangle, but basically got the point of the triangle cut off. Okay, a lot of herbivores have what's called a distemma, and so here it's just that blank piece where a canine would be. Okay, and here's a giraffe, and it's nice distemma there. Rabbit, dog skull. Okay, and now omnivores, they're going to have both types of teeth, and they're going to have sharp teeth as well as flat teeth. And so they're going to be chewing on many different things. Now humans have what's called wisdom teeth. These are molars that can come in when you're starting to get in your 20s and 30s. And these are molars that we used to have when our skulls were a lot larger. But as we developed as a species, our skulls got smaller, and so we don't really have room for those wisdom teeth anymore. Okay, so let's just go through and label some teeth together. These guys here, right behind this big green guy, those would be the premolars. And then here, this big green guy, that would be the canine. And then the guys in the way back, those are what's known as our molars. And then the guys here in the front, last but not least, is our incisors. Good. So now if we look at this, would we be able to determine if it's a herbivore, carnivore, or omnivore? And so you can kind of see that these guys are a little flat, but they also have, like, you know, some pointy teeth. And so I would go with an omnivore on this one. Okay. And so now what I want you to do is you can look through the rest of this PowerPoint on your own. It can give you a little bit more practice before you answer your questions about the different types of teeth. And if you are struggling at all, please email me and I will help you the best I can. Thanks.